Welcome back to the Beards and Business Show. Once again, Dallas Mavericks versus Phoenix Sun edition. Today, again, I have Sky Parker, got the Valley Proud bandana waving it around. Man, I just can't say enough, Sky. Welcome to the show, but I'm not going to say that I'm not just sad right now. 0-2.
You don't want to sing happy birthday to Chris Paul with me? 37 today.
You know what? That's a big deal. I think it would be worth a happy birthday, but nobody wants to hear me sing.
But as a birthday present, I'm not gonna lie, I looked at the official report this morning, and as a birthday present, Scott Foster will not be calling the game tonight.
Oh, he's getting it his birthday wish then.
Yes. So granted. But
very cool. So all right, so we're going to jump right in and make sure that we use our time wisely. So what do we got on the hot seat? First game in Dallas. I'm super excited about that. It's going to be electric in that arena. And if I know Mark Cuban, this is going to be, no holds bar, literally everything, throw it on the table just to see what happens, because it's a must win.
Yeah, I agree. It's do or die. We talked about the first two games with all the pressure in the world being on Phoenix. They had some struggles in the first round, but they took care of business. They finished game two really strong. So now all the pressure in the world is in Dallas, because as you know, if you don't win tonight, nobody in the history of the NBA has come down from 3-0. So all the pressure in the world shifts.
Right.
So,
and I believe that we saw them buckle under that pressure in Phoenix in the last game. They really struggled. I think lack of rest had a little bit to do with it, but they just didn't live up to their performance, and it just almost kind of not gave up, but there was definitely less energy.
Yeah, I think Luka was exhausted after dropping 45 in the first game. And then, by the fourth quarter, Suns figured it out, and they kept catching him on the pick and roll. I mean, when you're exerting that much energy, it kind of reminded me, I'm going to say it, kind of reminded me of Tony Kukoc when the Dream Team played Croatia. Yeah. And you had this guy where Jerry Reinsdorf was like, this is the next guy. We're going to draft him overall. And Scotty and Michael were like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
we're gonna take turns on this guy. We're gonna really test him. So
do some exposing.
They, Booker's got a killer instinct. Chris Paul is on a mission. You had just talked about that. I mean, that's the only thing he doesn't have is a ring. So
I know it's something he needs too.
But I wanted to talk about the bigs, because that was a big story. Even though they got in foul trouble, DeAndre gets 5
Man, it was crazy how many fouls got called.
And then JaVale gets in foul trouble, and they're like, okay, let's get him out. And then you got Bismack Biyombo comes in, and he's still, enforcing his will. It's just harder. They're undersized. And, to have that's their third guy coming in foul trouble. And I saw this stat this morning, and I'm going to give you a mind-blowing stat. Are you ready?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So Dwight Powell, in the first two games, has 1 rebound. 1.
Are you sure?
100%. I had to read it twice. And I looked at it. Last game, he did not have a board. 1 rebound.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's that's
so that's my stat of the day. That's crazy.
That is a crazy stat. 2 games into the series already, and 1 rebound for your top rebounder.
But he needs the role players are gonna have to feed off that energy, and the guy that I'm looking, your key, the guy that needs to step up, and we saw this when Luka got injured. They were getting ready to hand him the keys as Jalen Brunson. He's got that NCAA pedigree, couple of championships, and he the guy just needs more help.
Right. Yeah, he needs some help for sure.
I don't know where you guys are going to get it from, but role players tend to play better at home with that energy. But yeah, it's do or die. I'm feeling a little bit better that we took care of business. We've shifted all the pressure in the world
Yeah,
onto
all that risk is on us now. And you just sit back and you're like, okay, I think Cuban's going to do it, and the fans to keep it electric. And Jason Kidd, I'm hoping he's got his guys ready to go for this, because it's going to, and again, only another 2-day rest coming into this, or less than, and you're coming into a game that you got to win. You got to go hard the whole time, and man, I would just hate to see a loss here, right? I think it would just be a little bit demoralizing. I kind of saw that on Luka's face a little bit. With about 5 minutes left in the last game, he's kind of looking at his face and he's just like, "God, I'm just done." And you talked about it a lot in the last episode when you were talking about how deep the Phoenix Suns bench is, and their starting five just gets so much reputation about how good they are that people just don't realize how deep they are. But they take a lot of time where they get to rest a lot. And I think that we didn't notice that. I didn't notice that throughout the season. It's like, man, these guys, they played a lot of a lot of minutes, but I think that their bench just was so strong that they didn't have to push themselves all season long. And now they're still well rested coming into the playoffs.
what was it? Game one, Chris Paul only played 29 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was like the perfect formula. We took care of that. A lot of it carried over, and I mean, Luke is 22. I know it's
Sure.
you 2 days. I know the league wants to extend, doesn't want to see a sweep, but it's just from a revenue standpoint, I'm a little suspect that we had 2 games in between the 2 Golden State ones, right? Because they played on Tuesday. We're
Right.
going to play on Wednesday and Friday, and like we got to make sure that Steph Curry and Ja Morant is Saturday night, and
Right.
so there's some things like that. But I mean, he's 22. He's going to come out fighting. Like it's going to be fun to watch him tonight, because it's just going to be no holds barred.
Yeah, you get to see kind of what he's made of too, right? That instinct of that gut of what's really inside you whenever it comes down to the wire. And I think that that's a lot of pressure on a player too. But
Yeah.
with you don't walk around the NBA as the stud walking into the NBA without that expectation being put on you. And so, there's a lot of expectation on you, but at the same time, it's awarded to you because of your esteem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and this is where superstars need to step up. I mean,
That's right.
When you're down
Yeah.
2-0 in a super, I mean, this is it. So, but yeah, I agree. You got punched pretty hard in the fourth quarter. Let's see how Luka comes back.
And us Dallas fans, we're all about our players until we start losing. Then we're like, come on, man. Yeah.
They need to trade that guy. No.
It's like, man, come on, you gotta do something. Like, I mean, I've never seen I know that there are a lot of sports fan out there that are pretty tough on their players, but man, I've never seen just like a complete like 180 as much as the Dallas fans from every sport. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, football, basketball. Like, everybody's hot to trot, and then after a couple of years, like, why aren't we winning? Where are the W's at?
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So what's your prediction for tonight?
Yeah. No, I think this is going to be an amazing game. I mean, I was kind of feeling overtime too. I think it's going to be that type of battle. And again, the league doesn't like me to hear it. I think it's going to come down to crunch time again. And if we have Paul going into the fourth quarter with only 25 minutes, if Monty plays this right and with Booker, I think we're going to win a clutch game. I don't know if Booker's going to hit a winning shot. Like, I feel something like that, and I'm going to go 110 to 109.
110 to 109. Okay. All right. So you think that they'll take it in 4? Are you starting to feel that?
So with the 3-0, and I know, and again, the league doesn't like to see this, but I do think that they're going to end it on Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
I would love to do an episode next week. I think we will, but I think Luke is going to do something amazing. he's going to drop a 50 piece, and like the crowd is still going to respect it and say, okay, we got a 22-year-old with a long way to go.
Yeah.
But Booker's going in there on his 37th birthday tonight, being like, that's the only thing for my legacy. And if it's close, so in my prediction, it's going to be a close game, 110, 109 heartbreaker. Hate to say that for all the fans that are going to be there tonight. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope Dallas has some fight and they take care of business and it's not close. But if it's close, man, Booker and Paul are they just have that killer.
They're so lights out, man.
Get it done.
And they've been lights out for games.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
And here's that stat, and this is why they have to come out of the second half, and Dallas has to put it away. They can't give Phoenix a chance because what's our record now? The Suns is a real stat. I believe it's 58-0 this season when they're going into the fourth quarter with the lead. 58.
Wow. That's nuts. Like well, I mean, you don't get the best record in the NBA without getting stats like that, right?
Right. So
very cool.
What I got.
110 to 109. Okay. So I think it's going to be about that same area. I was thinking in the 110, and now that you said 110 to 109, I can't say that. But I think it's going to be pretty close to that. It'll be so I'm going to go 111, 112.
Okay.
I'll go 111, 112. But I think this is Dallas's game. I think they got to win it. I would love to see 105 to 95 Dallas. That's what I would love to see. But I don't know if it's possible to hold the Suns to under 100.
I don't think
so. You know, and then, I mean, how trashed are you if you're playing that kind of defense?
Right.
Because I mean, they're either just not hitting a single shot, and I mean, their rebounds, their offensive rebounds is just ridiculously off the charts right now. And so that's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be about that 113, 112, 113, 112.
All right.
Lock it in.
And here's the last question. So I got the 110, 109. I have Booker hitting a mid-range key shot down by one to go up by one. Booker's my clutch guy. So you just said a 1-point score. Who's hitting your clutch bucket?
Oh, it's Luka.
Okay.
Luka's going to win it. And I don't think it's going to happen that way. What I think is going to happen, I think Dallas is going to have the lead. And at the end, I think Phoenix is going to foul and get caught up in points. And that's how they're going to get to the 113, 112.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a last minute bucket like winner type thing. I think we're going to be leading, and I think Phoenix is going to foul in order to get caught up, and they'll get within 1 point.
And that would be, if that happens, that would be legendary. As efficient as Paul and Booker have been,
yeah,
the synergy they have, the getting to the line, the free throw line, getting
absolutely.
To the that would be absolutely spectacular, and that would definitely be a treat for Dallas. So there you have it. Either
I just see him fouling and then coming down and hitting a three. Yeah.
Or you're gonna have a hero forever enshrined in Dallas history.
Exactly. Cool, man.
Awesome.
Well, I appreciate you coming on again, and we'll catch back up in game 4.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't end it on Mother's Day on Sunday, and we'll be back to talk about a game 5 next week.
I know. I think that would be a lot of fun. Guys, always a pleasure.
Have a great weekend.
You too, bud.